jsme v nějakých slamech tady. Je to tak utopický město, že i tady je nějaká chudá čtvrť. Prostě nějaký místo neřestí. Ale jako zároveň to jsou asi nějaký legální neřesti. Každopádně, dámy a pánové, já vás vítám zpátky u Forgotten City. A jdeme si tady promluvit s Aurelií, protože
Unless you want me to slip some hemlock into your next drink, get out.
Já jsem úplně šokován. Takhle mluvíš se všema svýma zákazníkama. Paninka je tak trošku bipolární.
Oh, do us all a favor and drink hemlock, Caput Murder.
To je tím, že jsem jí vlez do pokoje, že jo? Nemám to... Do prdele. Ano? Jestli to nemám naposledy nějak uložený předtím, než jsem tam vlez? Kurva. Hele, to ani tolik nevadí, jo, já něco ukradnu a ono se to resetuje samo.
Vote for Malleolus for a free drink at my tavern. Oh, do us all a favor.
Jo, furt je Matt. Tak si promluvíme tady s paní.
49 melodies fetch again with incessant labor. The water they have lost.
To jsem čet, ne?
Just as the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place accepts all the souls. But it does not notice the crowds that come.
Co to znamená?
The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone. Some crowd the forum, some the house of the ruler of the depths. Others follow their trades, imitating their previous lives.
Fair enough.
They never do.
Tak mi pomoz. Já jsem na tvý straně. Já vám chci všem pomoct, ale ty mi musíš pomoct, abych ti mohl pomoct, abych vám všem mohl pomoct.
There is only a downward path, gloomy with fatal yew trees. It leads through dumb silence to the infernal regions.
Do you need help? There is only the gloomy with fatal youth. It leads through dumps.
Help me? You cannot help me. I have seen things. A pattern, a terrible pattern.
Okay.
It is better for you if you remain ignorant.
Ne, já potřebuji
Pandora's
vědět.
box must stay closed. I'll say no more.
Figure out why Olivia is acting strangely. Yeah.
The bloodless shadows. This is their punishment.
Bloodless shadow. Bloodless. Right.
You think you wish to know, but you do not. It is better for you if you remain ignorant.
Tak
The
já
newly
půjdu.
arrived are ignorant of the road before them.
Jo, já jsem myslel, že mu se hejbe jakoby tlama a to je jenom ta voda. Jestli je možný, že ona je jakoby aware o tomhle time loopu, ve kterém jsme?
The 49 melodies fetch again with incessant labor.
Model
The
arena.
water they have lost.
A small wooden model for an arena, possibly Verona Arena, which was completed in the 1st century and is still in use today. Vergil. Že zrovna. Vergil má 69 dinárů. Ježišmarja, pardon. Jsi v pohodě? Ink jar. Surgical tools. Navias. Key to the chest in the shrine of Apollo. To se nepočítá jako krádež. Livia. 1 dinár. Jak krutý. Bottle, Herbrek. Lukrécia, jasně. A rudimentary doll, it looks like it has been well loved. To je přístřešek takovej, jen tak, aby se neřeklo.
The 49 melodies fetch
Priestess?
again with incessant labor. The
Equita?
water they have lost.
Looks like someone has been hard at work on a prototype zipline. Jo, to je ten Galerius. Toho už mám. Poem. My life has been torturous as the 7 labors of Hercules. By se to rýmovalo, jako chápeš. Jako normálně by to byl Hercules. Orphaned, defeated and enslaved, yet I would suffer it all again gladly, because each loss, wound and tragedy brought me to you. Radiant as Rome's sacred flame, your bright warmth nourishes my soul. I know I can never touch you any more than hold Vesta's flame, but to watch and love you from afar, bathing in your glow, is enough. A love poem to an unspecified woman. Co pak galerie? Na koho máš crush? Pověz mi to. Bottle. Horatius. Jo, tady už jsem byl. A tady jsem teda taky... Jo, ještě nahoru se podíváme. Galerius for Magistrate, countered by I would rather drink Aurelia's special brew. Do toho močí, nebo co? Rufius. Incomplete note. This is your final warning, sinner. Persuade Rufius to stop threatening Vergil. Ask Fabia who is threatening. Stone disc? Rybička. Rybička? A circle stone disc with a symbol of a fish carved into it. It looks like it might be religious in nature. Oj. Takže Rufius je taky v kultu. Kultu, jak tomu tady tak říkáme. Co to je? To je nějaký dildo. Stone carvings. To je mrtě dildo. To je péro prostě. A phallic charm. Thought by the Romans to have divine protective properties. To je péro, kámo. Jakoby, of course. Může to být víc obvious. Cápek je, já si to pauznu, aby se neděly volby. Cápek je v křesťanském kultu, vyhrožuje tady homosexuálovi a sám tady má prostě půlmetrový péro. Could it be more obvious? Paycheck, okay, left. It looks Egyptian. A strange old vase painted with geometric shapes. It's definitely not Roman. I wonder where it came from. Kdo tady? Ten Georgius by mohl být egyptský note from Kabash. Kabash to Kabash. I told Lucretia about the dreams I've been having, and she said it might help her divine their meaning if I wrote them down. It happened again last night. The man by the river was there as always, his face shrouded in shadow from that peculiar ram headdress. Once again he introduced himself as Kerty and told me he'd drag me from the river. He seemed to smirk as he said his name, as if it meant something I could not understand. Indeed, the name rings a bell, but I cannot for the life of me remember where I heard it. I do not think I will sleep soundly again until I know who is Kerty. Toho mám kurva radost. Můžu projít? Děkuju. A tady nic není, ale... Jo. Já jsem chtěl sice pokrást Aurelii tady, ale... Jo, tady jsem ještě taky nebyl vlastně. Peníze. Ty vole, už jen trošku mi jich zbývá. Já ji stejně okradu, protože je to píča. Ale... Kam já musím zjistit, jak líst po těch liánách. I did not do it, Dooley.
I don't think so, my friend. It's election day today. Perhaps our new magistrate will be kinder than Sentius and let you out.
I hope so. Galerius, what happens when you die?
You're not going to die anytime soon, Dooley.
My mother told me when you die, a ferryman helps you cross a river and your spirit lives on in the underworld. Is that true?
Well, yes, but...
Is it true that if you were good, you get to go to Elysium, but if you were bad, you get punished forever and ever in Tartarus?
Something like that, but...
What if I die and go to Tartarus because they say I've been bad?
I'm not going to let that happen to you, Dooley. I promise.
Thank you, Galerius. Thank you.
Now, I have more work to do, but I'll visit you again soon, alright?
Alright, Galerius. See you then. Hello?
Ciao.
My name's Dooley. I live here now because I got in trouble and they said they had to lock me up. I don't know. I don't remember things so good. I think it's just because I was looking for treasure.
Treasure, you say?
Yes, but I wasn't. I was just looking. They said I did it more than once, but I can't remember things so good. Then they called me mean names. They called me a liar, Billy.
Já myslel, že se jmenuješ Duli. Ne Billy.
Yes. They said I have to live here now and gave me this letter. But I'm not good with words. Do you think you could read it for me?
Sure. To je velký letr. Magistrate Sentius to Duilius. I am writing to you in relation to your incorrigible antisocial behavior arising from your obsession with an alleged lost treasure. Já se nedivím, že jako říká, že není dobrý se slovama. Kurva, kdo tomuhle má rozumět, napiš to normálně. While I am sympathetic to your plight, come again, and the passing of your guardian Hannibal some weeks ago, I wish to impress upon you an important message. The treasure you seek does not exist, given your memory limitations. It seems likely you simply misremembered. More importantly, since you have on several occasions been caught trespassing, including around the cistern, which are strictly off limits to all citizens, I have reluctantly come to the conclusion that you are a liability to this community and must have your freedom limited, lest you break the golden rule. It is my hope that this letter will assist you to remember why you are incarcerated, should you experience further lapses in memory.
What does it say?
Že tě našli, jak lezeš na místa, kde nemáš co dělat, tak tě zamkli, abys neporušil Golden Rule.
My treasure! My friend Hannibal used to look after me. He said he always would. But then, he died. It was very sad. He said if anything ever happened to him, I had to find something very precious hidden away. He gave me this key and made me promise to keep it safe until I found the treasure. But I couldn't find it. All I remember is he said something about the cisterns, but when I went up to the high one, they put me in here. Now nobody looks
Fortune
after
smile on you, brother.
except my friend Galerius and priestess lady. She's a nice lady.
Když mi dáš ten klíč, tak najdu, co odemyká.
Hannibal said I shouldn't give it to anyone I didn't trust. But maybe you could help me get out of here. Then I would trust you a lot.
A jak tě odsaď mám dostat?
Galerius already tried that. He said the magistrate wouldn't listen, no matter what.
No, tak možná bychom měli mít novýho magistráta.
Like Galerius? He's nice. I like Galerius.
Ten úsměv
He
úplně.
made me a doll and everything.
Dol, tu jsem viděl.
If you help make him magistrate, he can get me out of here, and I can give you the key to my treasure. Hannibal said it was in the cisterns.
The upper cistern.
I can't remember what it was, just that it was way up high and very precious. Bye bye.
Bye bye. I'll get right on it. Skvělý, děkuju. Jo, tadyhle je ta fábia, ještě já jsem vůbec nedělal tohleto.
Whatever's in that great temple up there on the bluff, I bet it's worth a fortune.
Oppius, the thief, stole my purse and whoever wrote this did not get to finish.
Salve, stranger, and welcome to our idyllic little slice of the Empire. I'm Dacius. Malleolus. I mean Sentius. Certainly. Very well.
Salve. Ah, a new face. Salve. And I'm an
Ježišmarja, sorry.
I like. You wouldn't believe but what? Oh, I just mean they weren't nearly as I mean, which and I good good it's well, my vote isn't for sale. Nice to talk.
Počkej, jak ale... The Sinner tady. Jo, já nejdřív musím Rufiuse, jasně. A thorn in the paw. Já toho mám strašně moc. Perhaps the priestess might be able to help. Priestess. Co jsi zač?
Fortune smile
A
on
galerie.
you, brother. It's you again. Hope you're settling in, friend. Now, what's on your mind?
Nechceš být magistrate? Já jsem nemluvil s ním o tomhle všem.
Well, it's a long one and kind of sad, but I don't mind telling it.
Tak mi to dej.
I'm a farmer. Always have been. I grew up in a small village in Britannia, Camulodunum, with my parents and 2 little sisters. Lovely part of the world. One day, when I was about 20, my father and I were in the top paddock, loading our cart, when some
Medvěd.
Roman legionaries came along, demanding produce for their men.
To
My
ten
father
Rufius
told me
asi,
to run
ne?
into the house for his axe, and so I did. I sprinted so fast I almost threw up, but by the time I got back, he was bleeding out on the ground, and our cart was empty. That was my first encounter with the legions. My mother died of a broken heart soon after, and things went downhill from there. I took over the farmstead, but I was young, and it was a struggle. More raiding started before too long. We'd come outside in the morning to find animals missing, our stores pillaged. These legion thugs just took whatever they wanted. One night, when my sisters and I had nothing left to steal, there was a knock at the door. I knew who they were, and what they wanted. I got my father's old axe, pulled the door open real quick, and before that soldier knew it, split his face right down the middle. But
Hot.
there were more of them. I never saw how many, because the next thing I knew, I was waking up with a mouth full of dirt and lungs full of smoke. My home was reduced to ash. My sisters dead. And they left me alive to see what they'd done. Still burns whenever I think about it. Yeah, well, I wasn't the only one this happened to. It wasn't long before Boudicca led thousands of Britons in a rebellion against the Romans. Unfortunately, there were just too many of them. And those of us who survived, they enslaved. So, then I found myself being transported all the way to Rome to be sold to the highest bidder. I spent a few years working for my new master, learning the Romans' ways, Romanized my name and everything. Tried to escape a couple of times, but they always found me, and I'd just end up right back where I was. I'd probably still be there too, if it wasn't for the stampedes breaking out. You see, about 7 months ago, an enormous fire broke out in Rome. Everybody was running down toward the river, screaming and shouting. I'd never seen anything like it. Human beings acting like cattle. I got swept up with them somehow, and the rest is a blur. The next thing I knew, some stranger was dragging me out of a river. Stumbled across this place, and I started my life over again.
To už je další cápek, co mluví o řece. A... jakoby i z toho, co popisoval ten Georgius, tak ono to jako znělo, že umřeli. Že... umřeli a pak se probudili, jak je někdo tahá z řeky.
That's what I thought too, for a while. But it seems the gods aren't done tormenting me yet. See, I finally had my own farm again, safe from the grasping hands of the Romans. Or so I thought. Until Sentius the Decurion demanded I hand over all my produce. It's for the good of us all, he says. Only he takes the best bits for himself, of course.
Of course.
He even told me if I refuse his demands, I'll break the golden rule. I'm not sure I believe him, but then, what if he's right? So, it turns out our dear old magistrate is no better than the Legion thugs who took everything from me. I'm right back where I began. But don't you worry, Nemesis is waiting. And he'll get his, one day. He'll get his. Forget I said that last part, will you? I get carried away sometimes.
Mhm. Sure.
Thanks, friend. I knew I liked you. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. Was there something else you wanted to talk about?
Well, Equita, some people mentioned a memory lapse. Equita, some people mentioned a stranger. No, to říkám.
Well, as much as I'd love to get out of here, the harvest's always more fruitful in another man's field, isn't it? But Centilla, Sentius's daughter, went missing a few weeks back. Could be she found a way out. If anyone knows for sure, it'll be her sister, Sentia. But she'd never tell the likes of me. Oh, I don't give it much thought these days. I mean, everybody here's got their own view about what we need to do to survive. But I say, let's spend less time arguing about what it means to be good and just get on with it, you know? I can't see how I could vote for either candidate. I don't like Sentius much, but Malleolus is almost as bad.
Já bych řekl, že je
I could
horší.
do a better job. Me, a farmer. And I've never given a speech or put on a toga in my life.
Zvláštní, že to zmiňuješ.
I've bounced the idea around once or twice, mainly as a way of getting Dooley set free. God knows Sentius is never going to do it. But from what I hear, Malleolus has the election stitched up. Nobody's going to take him on and win. And maybe that's not such a bad thing. I mean, he talks a lot about freedom, so I'm hoping if he's elected, he'll release Dooley from his cell. And that's good enough for me. And how could you know that? I mean, I don't like the man, but I don't see how you could know a thing like that. You overheard him say that? Oh, why does that not surprise me?
Overheard. Já jsem to viděl.
Despised each other for a long time now. Well, in that case, we need to find a way to make sure Malleolus loses. Better yet, get him to withdraw altogether. If you can do that, and Sentius is the only candidate left, I'll run against him. Deal?
Dobře. A jak to mám udělat?
All right. See you around.
Oh, Jesus.
Greetings and salutations. Greetings, I'm Georgius.
You want to know where I'm from, but I really want to ask you some
My
questions.
friend, your words intrigue me more and more. But yes, very well, ask me what you will. I hope that our path...
Jsi z Egypta, že jo? Ty vole, Já vím, že jsem na konci jako minulý epizody říkal něco jiného, že budeme dělat, ale kde je ta česta? Tady. Navias Treatment Notes. Flatulence, rhubarb, ulcers, gentiane, stomach pain, glucoriza, Rheumatism, willow bark, boils, aloe. No. To mi vyřeší tenhle problém.
Feeling all right?
Jo, já jsem v pohodě.
You made it into the palace. I'm impressed.
Ne, úplně.
How is Nevia? Oh, I see. Well, what's the treatment?
Tohleto.
Willowback. I should have known. It was under my nose the whole time. That's very helpful. Thank you. If this works, it should settle Rufius down some. I have some right here. Could you do me a favor and give him some of this? He'll just need to swallow a pinch of it. I'm hoping it will avert disaster. Thank you. I'm really glad you arrived when you did.
Si myslím. Okay.
That's a shame. Thanks again for...
That's a shame. Rufius. Kámo, já bych rád, ale tak mi řekni kde. Hey yo.
Name's Rufius. Better watch your step. What business is that of yours?
Já jsem tady ten jediný, kdo tě z toho může vyléčit. Kámo.
Willow bark. And this will work? Oh, thank God. Finally, some relief. This is what I've been praying for. Maybe God hasn't abandoned me after all. Thank you. I've been in a lot of pain lately. The rheumatism, these cursed statues always watching, and the crisis of faith.
Crisis of
Too much.
faith?
Started messing with my head. This is exactly what I needed to set it straight again. I owe you one.
To už ti to jako zabralo?
No idea what you're talking about?
I know it was you. I found an incomplete letter to him in your quarters.
Look, I haven't been at my best lately. I know that. It's the rheumatism.
Sure. Oh, sure.
It starts with constant pain in all your joints. Then the pain starts to mess with your head. Makes you angry, mean. I know that's not an excuse for how I acted. But it's the truth. But with the willow bark, I'm already starting to feel like myself again. And I know I said I owe you one. So
Budeš se mnou mluvit?
I'll leave him alone from now on. It's not as if I was ever going to hurt him anyway. I was just lashing out. I'm going to go and clean up the graffiti. Just forget this ever happened. Will you?
Alright.
Sometimes I stare at the great temple on the bluff, and I think, whatever is in there, it has to be important. Welcome back. What demon or spirit told you about that? You went snooping in his place? That was risky. We're lucky you didn't cross any lines.
Kámo, já
Have you
kreslím ty liny.
spoken to him about it?
Yep.
Really? How did you manage that?
Dal jsem mu kůru. I found a treatment for his rheumatism, which was making him agitated and compounding some other personal issues.
Poor fellow. I've heard that can really mess with a person's head.
Solve
Well done for
Vergilis'
figuring that
problem.
out.
Happy to help. I think he wants to help clean up his graffiti too.
Really? That's promising. I'll keep an eye out for him.
No, on určitě na tobě má taky oko, víš co, proto.
Well, Malleolus is talking about loosening some of the restrictions in this place. My vote isn't for...
Kámo,
Nice to talk to you.
já jsem ti tady vyřešil trápení. Co jsem chtěl, jo, Equita. Yeah. A co je tohle? Galerius, ne. Equita bydlí tady. Otázka je, jestli tam je. Jo. Kde ji mám najít? Tak pojď, já mám spoustu věcí.
And may Vesta watch over you. I'm Equitia. To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit? Interesting. I'm not sure why you're telling me, but you've come to the right person. Did you find a pattern then? What have you noticed?
Some people mentioned a river.
Yes. I understand many of our friends were carried here by a river current. What else?
Zmínili ztrátu paměti.
I know I wasn't entirely sure how I wound up here.
Je tohle nějaká forma jako afterlifeu?
Yes, I also had such an encounter. It's as I feared. I think I understand what poor Livia has been going through. Let me ask you this. Did you happen to encounter a stranger in the forest before you arrived here?
No.
And did you happen to catch her name?
Karen.
I see. And was this Karen by any chance wearing a hood?
She was... Měla mikinu.
I've seen her before. There's something I think you should see. I think you'd better follow me to the baths.
Není to tam safe.
What? How could you know that? And why are you talking to me instead of doing something about it?
Protože jsem nevěděl, že tam půjdem.
And come back to me once we're no longer in danger.
Dobře, tak počkej tady. Fabiano.
Help! You have to do something. A man arrived in the bar.
Jo.
Thank you. I have to hide.
Ne.
What? Why? All right, fine. Come and find me in my bakery instead.
In my
You need to be
bakery?
careful.
OK. To by vysvětlilo, proč jsem z ní lutnul to chleba.
Stop right there. I'm looking for Tiberius Quinctius Crispus, otherwise known as Quinctius. Do you know where he is? Thank you. For your service to the Empire, I'll let you live for now, but you'd best make sure our paths don't cross again.
Nekrosnou, neboj. Čís, kurva, jsem selek. Já tady mám psa. A ona se teď prostě jenom oklepala. Já jsem se tak kurevsky lek. Padam. Prank on Čeněk.
Filthy, lying degenerate.
Famous last words. To si vezmu. Dovolením, děkuji. Bounty notice. By order of Emperor Nero, all loyal sons of Rome are ordered to hunt and execute the arsonist and murderer Tiberius Quinctius Crispus, whatever, a citizen from the Aventine district of Rome. He's about 40 to 50 years old. He's average height, average build, has dark hair, and has one green eye and one blue eye. He's typically clean shaven. He's known associate of cultists and suffers from delusions of grandeur. To si vezmu 1 denár. No já vím, kdo to je. Ask Marials whether he's Quincticus. Ježišmarja. Už je to bezpečný. Neptej se mě, kde jsem sehnal luk, prosím.
I take it you've cleared the way to the baths?
Ano, paní.
Follow me, but don't follow too closely. We can't have people thinking we're bathing together.
Proč ne? S takovou pěknou ženskou, já se s ní nemůžu ani koupat, ty vole. Jú, on to čistí.
Salve.
You again.
Já myslel, že jsme kámoši.
See you around.
You're here. You were asking how I knew the young woman you met by the river was wearing a hood. Here, look down at the bottom of the baths. It's a little hard to make out in this light. If only we could see. Oh, what a marvelous lamp. But do you see it? Somebody waking up by a river in a forest to find a hooded figure with a coin. It's just as you described it, only your pronunciation is a little off. The name you heard wasn't Karen. It was C-H-A-R-O-N, as in Charon, the ferryman of the dead. Charon, who, in exchange for the right coin, helps the souls of the newly deceased cross the Styx, the river that separates the land of the living from the land of the dead.
When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, but all I found was some loose change. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Sorry if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
I'm so sorry, my friend. I'm so sorry. I take it you know what this means. I'm afraid so. It's all starting to make sense. All these people whose last memory was running from the fires toward the river. It seems none of them escaped with their lives after all. Perhaps we should be grateful they don't remember their final moments. It also tells us that the Golden Rule is the work of Pluto, the god of the underworld, and why his epithet has always been Father of Riches. I know it's a lot to take in, and you look as if you have questions, so I'll try to answer them if I can.
Ty pičo.
That was my first thought too. In the old stories, the underworld was where the souls of the deceased were taken. But it was also possible for the living to reach it without dying, if they were particularly fearless. so I'm afraid I don't know.
No ale tak jedna ta týpka utekla. Jestli tohle jako podsvětí a jsme mrtví, tak...
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting you're not from here. If you were Roman or even Greek, you would know these stories. Each of them is slightly different, whether the storyteller was Plato, Homer, Virgil, or Ovid. But they always involved the souls of the dead meeting a grim ferryman named Charon on the bank of a river. It was said that he'd help the new arrival cross, only if they could pay him with a coin, an obol. That's why it was once our custom to bury our loved ones with a coin in their mouths. Charon's obol, we called it. Of course, an obol was a kind of Greek coin, because we inherited this knowledge from the Greeks. To be fair, the ferryman isn't exactly as the poets described, and he, she, they seem to appear to different people in different guises. You say you saw a young woman named Karen with a hood, and I once heard Kabash mention a stranger in a ram headdress named Kerti, and Rufius described meeting a stranger named Kumut Tabal wearing an eagle headdress. But whatever form this stranger took, they were always wearing a hood of some sort, and their name always began with a K sound. I suspect the only way you'll solve this riddle is if your paths cross again.
Jak to mám udělat?
Good question. Let's see. In the stories, Charon would always require a coin as payment for passage across the river, but that never made any sense to me. What does an ancient immortal being need with coins?
Aby si mohl
In our
koupit pivo.
case, it seems Charon didn't take the coins we had. He or she merely checked we had one in our possession. So, maybe there's something special about the coins each of us had on us. And that might explain why we wound up here, but so many others did not. No. I mean, I had my suspicions, especially after Livia's ramblings, but I would never have figured it out without your help, I promise you. Now that we know where we are, we have to figure out what to do about it, if we don't want to be cast into gold for eternity. We don't have much to go on, except the old stories. I remember 4 in particular about heroes in the underworld. Hercules, the demigod and son of Jupiter, Orpheus, a Thracian poet, Sisyphus, a king of Ephyra, and Aeneas, a Trojan hero. Hercules was able to leave the underworld because he cowed its god with his strength. Sisyphus and Orpheus both relied on their wits instead. They persuaded the goddess of the underworld, Proserpina, to help them escape. And finally, Aeneas was able to escape with the help of a spirit guide, who led him through a secret gate. So it seems you have 2 options: to confront the god of the underworld head-on, or find a way to escape with the help of Proserpina or some other guide.
Can't we just escape the way we came,
It's
man?
a reasonable question, but the problem is, this place is fairly well designed to keep us here. There's no way to climb up the shaft. And even if you could build a ladder big enough, just trying it would break the golden rule. We know that, thanks to the writings left behind by those who've tried.
I've noticed you seem uncomfortable calling the god of the underworld by his name. Why is that?
All Romans try to avoid saying it, and the reason is quite simple. He might hear us. You may refer to him as Pluto, if you wish, but you'll only be calling attention to yourself. Do so at your own peril.
Pluto, 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 Pluto. Kámo, tohle je mrtě Harry Potter coded, jo, prostě víš si co, jméno, který se nikdo neodvažuje říkat a já hlavní hrdina. Pluto, 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 puťa, puťa. Tell me more about escaping with the help of Proserpina or a guide comforting Pluto. To jako moc dělat nechci, ok, nechceš jít proti bohovi, ale tell me more.
Is everyone so blunt where you're from. Oh.
Všichni jsme vyrůstali na Harry Potterovi, no?
But also the only way to learn the truth about the Golden Rule and maybe even put an end to it. As I said, Hercules managed to overpower the god of the underworld, but he was a demigod. Forgive my candor, but you are no Hercules.
Já vím, no. Hercules couldn't manipulate time.
Are you telling me that you can?
No, kinda.
I won't pretend to understand exactly what that means, but if that's true, then perhaps you stand a chance. So, if you want to confront him, I'll help you as much as I can. Who knows? Perhaps your name will be uttered in the same sentence as Hercules one day. But first, you'd need an audience with you-know-who, and for that, you'll need to enter the great temple overlooking the city.
Jak to udělám?
The problem is, the door has been sealed shut for as long as I've lived here, and there doesn't even seem to be a keyhole. I suspect the answer lies in the desecrated obelisk in front of it. I'm not sure if you noticed, but there are 4 plaques missing from its base. It looks as though somebody, or a series of somebodies, forcibly removed them, and in doing so, dishonored and angered our divine keeper. If you could recover and replace all 4 of those missing plaques, I imagine he might be willing to receive an audience again. It's the towering stone monument with 4 sides and a pyramid-shaped head that
Pyramid
stands
head.
before the great temple, a dedication to the god of this place. You'll find them all over Rome, but of course they were looted from Egypt many years ago. It seems one of them made its way here too, although how is a mystery. However, this one is unusual in that each of the 4 sides is decorated in a different style: Roman, Greek, Egyptian, and another I don't recognize. That means you'll need to recover 4 different plaques: Roman, Greek, Egyptian, and a 4th, a mystery plaque.
Jak to mám udělat?
Good question. To answer that, we first need to ask who would have defaced the obelisk in the first place. It would have had the
Malleolus.
god's name engraved into it, so it may be that whoever desecrated it wanted that name to be forgotten. And there's only one group of people I know of who might want to do that. There's a cult in Rome that often argued there is only one true god. Theirs, of course. They've been known to start fires, as well as deface religious monuments whose existence challenged their beliefs. If I were you, I'd go looking for them. Of course, they've all been in hiding since the fire last year, so finding them won't be easy. But I did hear a rumor they have a secret shrine somewhere in the city. Perhaps, if you could find that, you might be able to recover the Roman plaque.
Tak to mě napadá, jestli to není ta místnost, do které se nemůžu dostat, kde stojí ta zlatá socha, která mě chce pustit kousek před těma slamama.
I don't know. But perhaps you should begin your search with the local Greek fellow, Georgius.
Jo, řek
His
to.
store is in the forum.
Možná dává smysl, ok.
Perhaps Kabash, our Egyptian resident, would be able to tell us. Unfortunately, he disappeared weeks ago. But I did hear Aurelia is peddling rumors about him at the tavern, so perhaps you could talk to her, or just take a look in his room.
Ta se mnou nemluví, tak chce, abych se zabil.
I'm afraid you're on your own with that one, but perhaps finding the other 3 will illuminate the way.
Možná.
As I mentioned, both Orpheus and Sisyphus were said to have persuaded Proserpina to help them escape, and Aeneas was guided to the exit. The problem is, those are the stories of a poet, a self-aggrandizing king, and a brawler about their own heroic deeds, so they should be taken with a grain of salt. First, Proserpina. What we do know about her is, well, it's a grim tale. It's said the god of the underworld abducted and dragged her here against her will, forcing her into marriage. If the stories are true, then I suppose so. The problem is, How do we communicate with her without being noticed by her captor? Leaving that aside for a moment, there is also the possibility of a spirit guide. I don't suppose you've come across one of those in your travels? Truly? And you're only bringing this up now?
Pardon.
And again, I suppose you were worried I'd think you were as mad as Navia. Can you tell me more? Is it the same voice? What kinds of thing does it say? Fascinating. Perhaps she is a benevolent spirit. Or perhaps... Perhaps you're hearing the voice of Proserpina herself. If she has indeed been abducted, it would make sense for her to speak in cryptic whispers to avoid detection. Tell me, has she told you anything that might lead you to the way out?
Not yet.
Oh, I see. Well, let me know if you hear anything that might be a thread through this labyrinth. All right. I would suggest not discussing this with anyone. The best we can do for them is to let them remain oblivious for as long as possible. As for Livia, it seems she's been shouldering the weight of this terrible secret all this time. Perhaps it would comfort her to know she's not alone. In any case, time is of the essence, so you'd best begin. May Fortuna guide you. Although you may not need her with Proserpina on your side.
Já si myslím, že potřebuji všechnu pomoc, kterou můžu dostat. To je fucked up. Ale jako... Přitom... Tak obvious. Karen. Kam... Ty... A to je úplně geniální. Wait against the current. Co to kurva znamená? No, schovej to. To je nelegální tady. Tak jo, takže Libby. Já si musím ještě promluvit s touhletou. Tady není pekárna. Tady je pekárna, čau. Tady je spoustu mouky.
You took care of him?
Ano.
An accident? So, it's over? Oh God, it's such a relief. I really thought we were all going to die.
No to možná ještě jo.
I do have a question though. That shrine, the one I was going to hide in, did you know it was going to collapse?
Ano.
I don't understand. Oh, I see. I should probably keep my big mouth shut then.
Máš jako oči větší než pusu.
Nobody else will ever know what you did, but I know. That was really clever. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. Oh, speaking of which, welcome. I'm Fabia. Sorry I was a bit frantic before. Need anything?
Chleba.
Oh, there's not much to tell. I mostly just bake bread and try to help out where I can. I suppose it all started about 8 months ago.
8 months?
I was living in Rome with my family when I got sick. Terrible timing. My pa had just arranged a husband for me, a fisherman's son. I was about to meet him for the first time when I came down with an awful fever. I spent the next week in bed. Pa paid priests to make offerings to Asclepius, a white rooster, then a goat. But nothing worked. In the end, they decided I'd do better outside the city.
How'd you do?
Clean air in the countryside would do me good, they said. But after about a day in a carriage on the Appian Way, I was getting worse, not better. I remember closing my eyes for a bit, and I guess I must have fell asleep, because when I opened them again, I was in a forest by a river. I suppose the driver took off with his fee and left me for dead. Can't say I blame him. I wouldn't have wanted to catch what I had either. Anyway, I went searching for help, stumbled across the trapdoor temple, and here I am.
Nepotkala jsi nikoho?
It's nice of you to say, but you should save your sympathy. Lots of people here need it more than I do.
What? You've been here a few moments and you're desperate to get out already? Why not give the place a chance before you try to leave?
Good people here. Galerius works hard on the farm so I can put food on our tables, and Lucretia tries to keep us healthy. My friend Georgius is always mending our clothes, and Virgil makes sure these old walls don't fall down around us.
Well, he does his best. I'm just saying, there are worse places you could live out your days.
Fair.
Well, I can tell from your funny accent you're not from around here, but that doesn't mean you don't belong, does it?
Já jsem řekl fair a když jsem měl možnost jí na to říct fair, tak jsem jí nevzal.
Oh, I try not to worry about it. I mean, if people are nice to each other, we won't have anything to worry about, will we?
Have you met people?
You're funny. I bet my friend Georgius will like you. And those interesting clothes of yours. And I'm sure he'd love to chatter about the Golden Rule with you too. He'll be just across the forum in his shop. All right. Thanks again for taking care of us.
You there? I'm sorry to trouble you, but I couldn't help but notice that fine bow you're carrying. No idea how you managed to get your hands on it, especially in the light of our dear old magistrate's ban, but I'm impressed. And before you ask, no, I wouldn't dream of trying to buy it from you. I have no use for a wooden bow myself. But I would like to propose a joint business venture of sorts. Tell me, do you have any idea how people here end up as golden statues? And here I was thinking I was the only one to figure it out. In any case, supposedly one or two of those arrows is enough to turn a full-grown man into gold. Now, of course, that is a travesty, a terrible, horrible waste of human life, which has to be stopped. And yet, on the other hand, I can't help but think of a tale told by that Greek fella Aesop, the goose that laid the golden egg. With the ability to transmute organic matter into gold, one could create infinite wealth. Use your imagination. Golden animals, insects, trees and plants. The Midas touch without the drawbacks. We are talking riches beyond imagining. And even if we were to split all those riches between the two of us, half of infinite wealth is still infinite. Interested?
Možná.
Look, I might have skimmed over that one, but don't be so pedantic. Are you interested or not? Excellent. So the first question is, how do we get our hands on one of those golden bows? Now, I have a plan, but first, tell me, are you familiar with the story of the goddess Diana?
Moc ne.
No problem. Allow me to explain.
Dík.
Diana is our goddess of the hunt, the moon, and the underworld,
Okay.
depending on who you ask.
Okay.
The one thing priests and poets agree on is that she carried with her a golden bow and a quiver of golden arrows.
Mhm.
And it just so happens that there is a shrine of Diana in this very forum.
A je to ten
with a
zamčenej?
prominent statue of the goddess herself. And would you like to guess what she's holding in her hand?
A golden bow?
Precisely. I can't tell you how many hours I've spent in that temple staring at it, trying to figure out how to retrieve it without breaking you know what. Oh, gods no! If you tried that, we'd all be dead within moments, I'm sure. No, here's what I propose. You give your bow to me, I cover it in a thin layer of gold leaf, and we create a replica of a golden bow. Then you enter the shrine, extinguish the braziers, and under cover of darkness, swap out the fake for the original. It's not theft exactly, it's more of a trade. But make no mistake, this is a dangerous path, and there's no way of knowing where it will lead. But in my experience, all the best adventures begin with a risky first step. Now, you must have questions. Ask away. Because the gods would see you, of course, hence my proposal. I'm more of an ideas man, whereas you're obviously the more resourceful and heroic type. I have
Díky, že ses
complete
všimnul.
confidence in you. When Prometheus stole fire from the gods and became a hero to all mankind, do you think he was worried about the danger?
Prometheus was also punished for eternity, if I recall
Only because he
correctly.
was silly enough to get caught.
Bráško.
So, are you in, partner?
Sure.
Wonderful. If you'll hand over your bow, I can get started applying a layer of gold leaf. This is a quality weapon. Now, bear with me for a moment. And here we are, a gold leaf bow.
Hezký.
Now I've gone and unlocked the Shrine of Diana for you, so as quick as you can, head on inside.
Je to ten
Reach to the
zamčený.
end of the street on the left. May the gods not watch over you.
Mejde. Kámo,
May Apollo keep you safe.
no. Dobře. A Roman man on his knees as if uttering a desperate prayer. Large stone statue of Diana, the ancient Roman goddess of the hunt, the moon, and the underworld.
Is that you, partner? Do you have the bow? Wonderful. Just go ahead and slide it under the door for me and I'll unlock it for you. And yet you did. And now, here we are. With me out here and you in there. Until you give me my bow. No, technically, I never said that. I said, if we were to split all those riches between the two of us, infinite wealth is still infinite. It's hardly my fault if you can't tell the difference between a hypothetical and a promise, now is it? Oh, I do love a good loophole. Not a very effective threat, is it? See, your first problem is, you're in there, and I'm out here. Your second problem is the golden rule. What are you gonna do? Kill us all?
Yep.
It's an empty threat. The bow, now. And don't even think about giving me the fake one. I'll recognise my own handiwork. I would reconsider my position quickly if I were you. I'm not sure if you noticed, but you're stuck in there with a hornet's nest, and they can be rather aggressive toward intruders.
Všiml jsem si.
You know, some say it takes 27 hornet stings to kill a man. But I always wondered how anyone could have known that. Let's find out if they were right, shall we?
The nest? Co s ním? Find a way to return to the city. Taková jako zvláštní fluoreskující voda. Kámo, kde to zase jsem? The algae? O můj bože. Jsem nezastavitelný. Nejvíc černo?
My beloved Galatea.
Galatea.
I write this so that one day, when we're finally together, you will understand what I've done and why I had to do it. The others will call me mad or a monster, but I don't care what they think. Everything I'm doing here, I'm doing for you. I'll start at the beginning. Soon after my arrival here, as I walked down a corridor lined with golden statues, I thought I heard a whisper behind me, a rasp of air, as if vocal cords of metal strained to say a word or two. I tried to dismiss the idea, tried to concentrate on my work as the city's medic, but that tortured whisper haunted me. Weeks later, in the hallway to the bathhouse, I heard it again and found myself drawn to the statue of a Roman woman wearing a stola. Her face was contorted with anguish and fear, and disturbingly, it was as if she was looking right at me. As I walked past her, I heard that strained whisper again, and turning back, I discovered that even though I had moved, she was still looking right into my soul. That was when it dawned on me. This was no statue. This was a woman trapped within that golden prison. Naturally, I told the others, but when I could not reproduce the results of my experiment, they would not believe me. But from that moment on, I knew the full horror of this place. Immobilized within these statues are living human beings. It was that day, my love, that my heart broke.
Spoustu plot twistů se nám tady teď děje a já předpokládám, že se to bude jenom jako dál navalovat. Ale tady to pro dnešek zapíchneme, jo, už jedeme dost dlouho. Budeme jako příště pokračovat, nevím. Jo, musíme za tou Liví vlastně, jsem chtěl jít. A uvidíme, jestli se k ní vůbec dostaneme, jo, ale doufejme, že jo. A to bude teda příště a do té doby zatím čus. Ups. Já už radši nikam nejdu.